Today on our 2013 Hyundai Santa Fe, you're going to be taking a look at, I'm going to show you how to install the Etrailer.com Class 3 trailer hitch receiver, part number E98841. As you can see, a little bit of the cross tube is visible, but it does have a round tube design, so it fits nicely with the contour of the vehicle. This is going to be a Class 3 hitch. It's going to be 2" by 2". Your hitch pinhole is going to be 5/8 inch in diameter, so it will take a standard 5/8 hitch pin and clip. Now the pin and clip does not come with a hitch, however it can be found here at Etrailer.com. We're going to have plate style safety chain loop that's welded on the bottom of our receiver tube and the bottom of our cross tube. It's going to give us plenty of room for different size hooks. And what's really nice about this hitch is the finish. It's going to have a triple carbide black powder coat finish, which is a lot different than the other ones out there that are only going to have a single coat. This is really going to resist rust and corrosion and also chipping. As far as weight capacities go, you're going to have a 900-pound max tongue weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. You're going to have a 6,000-pound max trailer weight, which is a trailer plus the load included. You can use weight distribution with this. Tongue weight's going to stay the same, however your trailer weight's going to go up to 8,000 pounds. And it's always a good idea to check the owner's manual. Make sure the vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. You want to go with the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. Now let's give you a few measurements to help you when deciding on any hitch mounted accessories you may need. From the center of the hitch pinhole to the outermost part of the bumper will be about 5 inches. From the ground to the top most inner part of the receiver tube, it's going to be about 13 inches. Now let's show you how to get this installed. First thing we need to do to start our installation is you're going to remove the spare tire. Now we've gone ahead and done that. Next thing we're going to do is we need to lower our exhaust. It's a good idea to use a safety strap and run it underneath your exhaust to support any of the exhaust pipe that's in front of the rear axle. So what we're going to do, again, we'll take our safety strap. I like to you can hang it from anywhere. I like to hang it from the springs because they're easily accessible. You want to pull it up tight against that pipe. Then we're going to come back here and we're going to remove our rubber hanger. We're going to use some lubricant. We're going to spray down lubricant on both sides there. You can take a crowbar, kind of wedge it in there, and use the crowbar to pry it off. Just like that. Then we're going to have a second one right here. And we're going to have a third one right in front of our axle we need to remove. Next, we need to remove the plastic underbody panels on both sides of the vehicle. On this side, we're going to have some Phillips head screws. These are plastic, so you don't need to put a lot of pressure on them. If you just turn them, they should come out. Just like that. So go ahead and remove the panel on both sides of the vehicle. As far as removing the panel, you're going to have some plastic nuts up there. You don't have to remove those. All you need to do is just pull your panel down. There. If the little nut happens to pop out of your panel, you can actually just pop it back into place. What you're going to do is push it, just like that. Next, we're going to have 2 holes on the bottom of each frame rail. We need to spray some lubricant in there and clean those holes out. We're going to use a tube brush. I'm going to make sure those are good and clean so that when we thread our hardware in, it doesn't cross thread. Those are weld nuts on the inside of the frame. Once you've got them cleaned out, you want to take one of your bolts and you want to be able to hand thread it into place like that. If you cannot do that and it's still getting stuck, you may, because these are open to the elements, you may need a tap and die. And the tap that you're going to use for it is a 10mm by 1.25. On the inside of each frame rail, you're going to have some bumper guide pins. Go ahead and bend those out. Take your crowbar and bend them out of the way. This side, so we can get our hitch in, the other side for the hardware. This one, you want to kind of bend down, just like that. Now with an extra set of hands, we're going to lift our hitch into place. We're gonna have a short hex bolt. You're gonna have a conical tooth horseshoe. You wanna make sure that the teeth are facing up towards the hitch. These are gonna thread into the bottom of the frame rail in the holes that we cleaned out. We'll get one in on each side to help hold our hitch into place while we install our remaining hardware. Next, we're gonna have some longer carriage bolts. We're gonna have a bracket like this. We're only gonna have one of them. This is gonna go on our passenger side. We're gonna take our bolts from the outside of the frame rail. We'll go through our bracket. We're gonna go right through these two holes on the outside of our frame rail, right through the hitch. Then we're gonna put a flange nut on each one. And then on our driver's side, we're not going to have that bracket. Again, we're going from the outside of the frame rail. This time we're going through the hitch first. And then on the inside, we'll put our flange nuts. Now we're going to use an 11/16 socket. We're going to tighten our lower bolts. And then we'll use a 3/4 inch socket to tighten our two upper bolts on each side. For our bolt here on our driver's side, the very rear one, it's kind of over top of the cross tube on our hitch. So I'd suggest using a swivel and a short socket. Once you have all your hardware tightened, you're going to torque it to the specifications and the instructions. Once you have all your hardware tightened and torqued to the specifications and the instructions, go ahead and reinstall your exhaust, and you can remove your safety strap. One thing I do want to note is, it doesn't tell you this in the directions, this panel on the driver's side is not going to go back up because the bolts hit this panel and it pushes this most rear attachment point out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut out a little spot. We can just use a utility knife. Let's cut out a little rectangle on each side. Once you have it trimmed out, go ahead and reinstall it. That'll do it for a look at and installation on the Etrailer.com Class 3 trailer hitch receiver, part number E98841 on our 2013 Hyundai Santa Fe.